As you know, we are covering verses from Astavakra Gita. In the first chapter, what is very important that we have the seeker asked the question how the knowledge of the reality, the real self is attained, how dispassion is attained, and how freedom from the mind is achieved. So have you inquired about these questions? Dispassion, knowledge of the real self, and freedom from the mind. We wake up in the morning in the waking state. Sometimes we get upset inside, but we don't think, we don't express it outside. Sometimes we express of being upset outside in our relationship. So sometimes we really act out of the anxiety. So you see that it is all because there is no dispassion. Simple thing, there is no dispassion. So that is why, this text asks us that I should contemplate. The question asked by the seeker should become my question, my burning question. I don't want to be upset at any single moment in my life. And when you start inquiring, you will find dispassion is the potent weapon for it. And then in the chapter 1, the master explains the very nature of the real self. One example, if I say, a tumbler is nothing but glass, or a cup is nothing but the clay. Clay appears, but the real thing is clay. Many houses appears, but it is all the space. All the space. So in the chapter 1, he explained beautifully what exactly is self, what is real self, how to know that real self, through many examples. In the second chapter, because the seeker lives at the highest stage, he is an intense seeker. So he is explaining, I got it. This is my experience. So that is what I said, that I should listen to it and then I should ask myself how I can have this experience without comparison. No comparison. How? If he has this amazing experience, how can I have it? So this text gives us a clue that are we living at a higher state of meditation or not? Tantu matro bhaved eva patu yadvad vicharitah. What he says, that we have to do a self-inquiry. We have to think it. What we think? So he gives another example. That is beautiful example. Tantu matro bhaved eva patu. That we will Atmatanmatram Vedam Tadvad Vishwam Vicharitam. So there are two metaphors explained. But before that, let us lay a foundation. I remember there is the oldest text of yoga. That name of the text is known as Yoga Vasisht. Yoga Vasisht. So Yoga Vasisht, in that Yoga Vasisht, the master explains there are 4 gatekeepers that helps us to enter into the kingdom of freedom. There are four gatekeepers. The Yoga Vasishtha is one of the oldest texts. It has maybe 100,000 verses. So out of which one verse says there are four gatekeepers. First gatekeeper is peace, inner peace. Second gatekeeper, that is why I am referring this verse, second gatekeeper is vichara. Vichar means self-inquiry. The entire text is based on self-inquiry. I have to think. Think in a particular direction the way the teacher is guiding. Not the way I know. I start thinking, what is the ultimate? What is the ultimate of the matter? So all the matter consists of atom. Then atom consists of electron, proton, neutron. Then we have another understanding that particle acts like a wave. So wave is energy form. So we have a quantum physics. Then our life is only energy. So now my direction of thinking, inquiring is from the physics. So where I land up, that everything is energy. So where is this I who is thinking about energy? Who is this I? Is energy this I? No. Energy cannot be I. Energy is not conscious. So where is the consciousness? So that is why we have to think. So first gatekeeper means the peace. Peace means quiet mind is happy mind. Only the happy mind can enter into the higher meditation state. Now I'm in anxiety, let me sit in meditation. No, that will not be possible, especially in this journey. Now second gatekeeper is known as inquiry. We need to contemplate on the real self again and again in our daily life. This is what the master, we spend mind in self-inquiry or spend time on who I am. How we do it? The first condition, we should be available for this inquiry. At the same time, the master says the third gatekeeper is contentment. Where is contentment? At the age of 90, I divorce and remarry. It is not contentment. Now, I'm just giving one example of divorce and marriage so you can use it different. And the fourth, he says satsanga, listening and learning from the teacher, because teacher will invoke those principles that will trigger your mind and the intellect, drop the impurity, and you can see the reality. That is why the master in a disciple tradition, seeker listens and absorbs. Now understand what basic fundamental is hidden in this verse. Bondage. How I can attain freedom. How can I release that bondage? That was the question in the first chapter. So what exactly is the bondage? So in this verse, the principle used here, that the seer and the seen are identified as two. Seer and seen. So what is this seer and seen business? I see you. So you are seen and I am the seer. I am the knower. You see that? I know you. So who comes first? I comes first. So what the master is saying, the seer or the knower alone exists. Take an example of the waves in the water. The water alone exists, but I see the wave. Little typical, but more and more you will inquire, you will find out the freedom. And what is liberation? Liberation is freedom from the mind. So who is looking at the world? The mind, freedom from the mind. So when I become free from the mind, then what is left? The world is not there. World appears true, but it is not true. What it means? The waves appear true, but it is not true. Who is the knower now? So let us go a little deeper. Inquiry. That is why I refer that verse. Peace, self-inquiry, contentment, and satsang. You are listening and learning from a teacher who invokes the principle in this context. Who is the seer? First level of the seer. Sense organ sees the world. So sense organ, you see the first step? Sense organ is the seer and the world is known and world is seen. Now what is the operating principle to understand? If the seer is changing, that is not the real seer. So are the sense organ changes? Yes, that's why I have glasses. After a particular age. So it means it is changing. It cannot be the real seer. But now I have to inquire, who is knowing all the sense organs? Who knows all the sense organs? So second level, the sense organs are seen by the mind. Mind is the seer. You see that? Without the mind, I cannot know which sense organ is functioning. So that is the second level. Now check, is the mind changing? If the mind is the seer and the knower, mind is constantly changing. I get upset today, I sleep and I dream and I do. I am in peace, I am excited. So mind is constantly changing. So who knows that this mind is constantly changing? Who knows this? So the third level, here is the mind which is constantly changing. There has to be someone behind the mind who knows that the mind is changing. Otherwise, I cannot know. Do you see that? So that is the real seer. That is the real knower. And what is that? That is pure consciousness. What is that? That is my real self. What is that? That consciousness, that real self is full of peace and happiness. That real self is full of peace and happiness. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Understand another point and then it becomes very clear. Oh, this pasta is very tasty. This is a thought. Right? That is one type of thought. And who is the owner of that thought? When I say I feel this pasta is very tasty. I thought, or the thought is pertaining to the I and thought is pertaining to the world. So there is a doership and there is a ownership. Now what we are understanding? We are understanding this verse and what this verse says in this chapter. The seeker narrates, this is my experience. He is not interested whenever I see blue color, red color, light. Master says, if you want to see the blue color, why you want to see in the meditation? But they are good experiences. They are good experiences. They gives us an idea that the mind is going deeper within. It is not a thought, it is a color. But at the same time, whatever the experiences this seeker undergoes, we have to inquire. We have to inquire. So it means what I said, senses are the doer, seer, mind, and then the real self. So once I reach there at the level of the real self, in constant day-to-day experience, that is what is known as awakening. That is what is known as we have found the permanent happiness and peace. One thing more here to understand. This knower, this real self has independent existence, and the rest have dependent existence. To know you through the sense organ, I have to depend on the eyes. But that real self has an independent existence. That independent existence. So now if you look at it, what this verse says, what the verse is saying, Tantumatro bhavedev pato yadvad vicharitah. Vicharitah means self-inquiry. So what the inquiry is? Just as cloth, when analyzed, when contemplated, is nothing but thread. This world, when analyzed, is nothing but real self. It's a big statement, and it's a beautiful experience. What he says? All cloths, soft, long, colorful, are made from the thread. One unit of thread that has an independent existence, but many millions of the thread can create a cloth of different colors. One real self appears as many. One real self appears as many. And what it means? One real self appears as this guy, Stephen, David, Jerry, Terry. One real self. This is a point of inquiry. We have to constantly inquire how this is possible. We need not to compare and get up, say, no, I don't have this experience. I have to do the practice. So what he says, just as cloth, when analyzed, we found nothing but thread. He is using a metaphor. Now he compares this metaphor, the world that is seen, which have a dependent existence, is nothing but real self. Nothing but real self. Here is a plastic bottle. It's a bottle. Let me find out where it is a bottle. Here it is plastic. Here it is plastic. Here it is plastic. Where is the bottle? Where is the bottle? Bottle is not here. It is only plastic. But it appears bottle. When I come to your house and I say, can you give me a glass of water? Oh, there is no tumbler. All is glass. That will not work in the transactional reality. Do you see it? Oh, what is your home address to? There is no home. It is all space. In transactional reality, we need to work at this level. But this appears true. The bottle appears true, but it is not true. When it is not true? When we are in search of the real self. What is that real self? What is that pure consciousness? That is our goal. Are you getting it? Same thing, we give one more example of a clay and a clay pot. Clay pot appears to exist, but it does not exist. So you see that how our masters guide us through the simple principles. They said there are three levels of perception. One level of perception is totally untruth. Can I think of elephants flying in the air? It is untruth. Then there is an absolute truth. What is that absolute truth? Consciousness is the ultimate reality. And in between, there is the word we use. What we use? Mithya. What is mithya? That appears true, but it is not true. What appears true that you and me are different? It appears true, but essentially it is not. It cannot be. It cannot be. Clay pot appears true, but it is not. Wave appears true, but it is not. So I see it. I see the clay pot the same way I see the world. I see the world outside. It appears true, but it is not true. What that appearance is true is what we say Maya. Remember, illusion. You are not Maya. What appears true to me? What appears true to me? That you are different from me. That is illusion. You are not an illusion. I am not an illusion for you. Are you getting it? Something? Is it triggering your mind? So this is what Master says. Tantu matro bhaveda pato yadvad vicharita. The Master is saying, don't practice meditation. You continue inquiry, contemplation, reflection. Follow the same reasoning through the intellect. Why? The intellect will remove its illusion. Mind will be purified. In that purified state of the mind and the intellect, you see, you experience that real self. So just think of it, what the seeker is experiencing. He is saying that I am experiencing as this world appears to be true. It is not, because the fundamental element, fundamental substance is consciousness there. Hence, all is consciousness. I see the waves in this water, in an ocean, but fundamentally it is water. Many structures appear in the world, which we say home, office, skyscraper, condo, but actually it is the space. Without the space you cannot have it. Can I have that experience? It is amazing. So in this chapter, the second chapter, we will undergo such experiences. So let us start our journey of meditation. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. You see that even then we are doing something which we may say practice, but at every point it is more a self-inquiry. I'm using those words that help you to remain, to keep your intellect aware and vigilant, to be into that awareness. Eyes are closed. You are aware of the body. Aware of the body? So you don't become aware of others' body. You become aware of your body. You see, the first level of ignorance. But still we become aware of the body to find that reality. So you are looking at the body. Now see, the second level of experience is sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. Body, awareness. Body is like a wave. Just compare it. Oh, body is like a wave. Okay. But the main thing, the substance is deeper inside, my friends. So that's why what I say, look inside the head. What you see? The space. Do you know the physics says even in between two electrons and the wave, there is always a space. When the space is too less, it is solid. When the space is little more, it is liquid. And when the space is too much, what we say, gas. What? What do you mean? So I see this wall as a solid matter? Actually, it is not. That appearance of a solid wall is what mithya, our master says, appears true, but it is not true. So again go back to the body. You are aware of the body. Entire joints of the body. Look at the joints. Why we need that joint? To keep the mind pure. What? Yes. That is what the process is. So you experience sensation, comfortable. You experience comfortable. Pay attention. First we say body, joints. Okay, joints. Are the joints are changing? Yes. What is changing is not me. Very clear. So you see the self-inquiry, we follow that process. So all our thoughts stops. We say buck stops here. Yes, I'm aware. But I know body is changing. Then I experience sensation, comfortable, steadiness. This is also changing. This is an experience of the mind. Oh, yes. But who knows? This is changing. Who knows? Who knows? That is behind the mind. That is my pure awareness. With every step you find the same thing. A common element. That is independent. How do you say that? We are self-inquiring. The baby child died. I remain the same. Baby child died and the child replaced this body. Child died, adolescent's body replaced it. Oh, body was changing? Did I change? What is this I? This is my real self. The way I see only the clay in the clay pot means what? My mind is clear. It is not carried away by the changing world. Do you see that? Only in being comfortable we are already there. But in other meditation practices, we use being comfortable as a preparatory step. Being carefree, free from the cares. Who cares? What is seen that cares? See the beauty of understanding. How do I care? Let me take a cup of tea and a coffee. Let me take a shower. Everything is changing. So how it comes? In the form of a thoughts, feeling, emotions. Oh yes. Waking, dream, sleep. I have been doing days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years, and that I remain the same. That is the inquiry. That is the inquiry here in this verse. And the inquiry leads to amazing experience. Just as cloth, when analyzed, becomes nothing but thread. What? When I analyze all my experiences that is taking place in the mind, I found that there is only one consciousness. Is it not an amazing experience? And you see, the secondary results are always there. What are the secondary results? You find stillness, you find relaxation, you find calmness. That we give lot of importance in other practices of meditation. Just I'm comparing those who are following all the sessions together. So our point of self-inquiry, we reflect, we contemplate, and then mind says, it is done, I got it. I am not there. I am not interested in appearance. So now strengthen that experience. How? That is where I give you the main step. Just move the mind outside with eyes closed. Feel the touch of the clothes that you are putting on and become aware. The cloth example is given here. Then become aware of the space all around your body. Without the space, I cannot recognize that I have a body. Do you see that? Do you see it as a fact? Do you see it as a truth? And when you see that, instantly you go to that knower and the seer. Then become aware of the articles in the room. So there is a one seer, knower, and the rest are seen, known. And what is known, that simply appears. Our mind should reach to that state of awareness where the seen is experienced as appearance, not as a something independent. This is what, Okay, let us come closer, look at the body, your own body. So this mind forces it to appear as a reality. How come? This is my body and this is your body. But both the bodies are made up of the same matter. Look at it. Both the bodies are made of the same matter. Oh yes. Like two cups are made up of the same clay. Same clay? Same clay? Can there be two clay? Can I say two clay? Can I say two space? Can I say two water? Oh, the mind says, wow, I got it. So when the mind says, I got it, that mind leaves the identification with the body. What is this identification? Impurity of the mind. Then you need not to worry You have need not to force a discipline on the body. It is already there, still, calm, relaxed. That is the beauty of this journey. In the beginning, we understand that we have not to compare the experiences, but we have to see how experience of this seeker becomes my experience. How it is to be done by self-inquiry. In what state? In the state of contentment and peace, when the mind is 100% available to me. Look at it, my friends. I didn't say hold the body to the state of the stillness, but it is there. Relaxation, it is there. Calmness, it is there. I didn't say calm down. Look at it. Is it not amazing? So the seeker in this says to the teacher, it is amazing. How do I feel that? How do I experience that? I have never experienced like this before. Why? He is the highest level of a seeker. Let us go a little so-called deeper. There is nothing deeper now. It is all open. It is all open secret. Look at the breath. Do not ask the mind to give a label. Just look at the breath. One thing we notice, breath is moving. Second thing, we should not become the doer. What is the meaning? We should not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Just keep looking at the breath. Now see, when I am not the cloth, then when I am not the body, then can the mind say the breath is going in and out? Where it is going in and out. See that. There is a movement I see. I feel. But I cannot say that the breath is going in, breath is coming out. Amazing. The seeker says amazing. We have around 20 verses where he narrates the 20 variety of experiences to prove the point that there is only one real self. And then the master goes further. He says, no, you have yet to learn something more. So you are simply looking at the breath. Mind always likes us to do something, to become the doer. And as long as we are the doer, we go away, far away from the reality. So that is what our master. You are simply looking at the breath. For what? Your mind is pure, not for what? Why? Just awareness. So what happens? You find this energy is all pervading. We feel it is going in and out. Why? We feel I am the body. Do you see that? We are going deeper and deeper in every session. Nobody's. Mind says, I don't understand your crazy stuff. So you have to listen it again. And after listening, inquiry. Who does the inquiry? Your own mind. And it will happen. You're looking at the breath. So you don't see the breath is going in and out. It's a flat, horizontal movement. Even it is not horizontal, if you look closely. But there is a movement, there is a pulsation. You know what happens then? The mind, the impure mind, leaves the control over this energy, and you start feeling tingling, numbness, many visions and the colors. It is because of this that prana is made free from the mind. It is because of this. You're looking at the breath. You're looking at the breath. The way I simply look at you, I can look at you without your name and the gender, which is my past memory. Or I can look at you with your name, with your gender, and other information that you have. Do you see that? I'm simply casually looking at the breath. It is a perception. It is an awareness. See that? It is a perception. It is an awareness. Now inquire, does awareness change? Does this I change? No. What is changing? The breath. Okay, I understood. So when you understood, the next moment you have deeper experiences. It may lead you to tingling, numbness, freezing of the body, or it may lead you to vision of colors, images. Because mind says, I have been experiencing this for so many weeks and months and years. Now what the heck? So there comes the teacher. Teacher says, no worries. Be there. Understand that. You are undergoing a change. Are we doing anything? No. In a way, no. But you're listening to me, so you can say that, yes, we are doing something. So, leave the breath and see what is happening to the mind. All we experience happens in the mind. All we experience at this time, you're listening to me, you're feeling, emotions, thoughts, all are happening in the mind. That is your experience. Then who is the experiencer? That is okay. I am experiencing. See, means I is different from all the experiences. Water appears different from the waves. Tumbler appears different from the glass. Clay appears different from the thoughts. Clay appears different from the clay parts. So what is the inquiry? Oh, where is the cup? Where is the thought? Let me look at it. So what beautiful thing happens? What happens? The moment you look at the thought will disappear. But if you link with the thought, there are two ways of looking at the thought. One, you see the thought, you identify with it, you have it colors, and then I identify with the thought of David. For example, And I simply see the David as David. It's a name. Mind does not stretch it further. Thought, feeling, emotions, experiences are the waves in the water, and that water now what is behind the waves? Search what is behind the waves. Waves means the thought, feeling, all the experiences taking place in the mind. You may say it's a pure mind. The moment you have a pure mind, you are already there. This is what the seeker is saying. Amazing. He says, amazing experience. Amazing experience? Amazing experience? What is that experience? Just as cloth, when analyzed, becomes nothing but thread. So here the thread is the knower, experiencer. Even so, this universe, when examined carefully, is found to be nothing but the self. What a beautiful verse. And what an amazing experience. Examination, inquiry, based on the principles of the Eastern wisdom, my friend. Is it a choiceless awareness? So you see that? We simply talk about choiceless awareness, or what we say, a lot of flowery words. But now we experience choiceless. There is only one real self. That is why it is choiceless. It is not imposed and forced by thought. See that. What it takes to know that it is not a clay pot, but there is only a clay. There are no waves, but it is all water. It's all perception. It is all awareness. Can I live into that state 24/7? Yes. I need not to do anything. I have to simply live into that awareness. Where the thread appears as cloth of many colors, shapes, and sizes. Water appears as the waves and the foam and the clouds and the storm. So mind has found, experienced one knower, one seer that never changes, that is ever present. Tantu matro bhaved, tantru matro bhaved, aiva patu yadavad vicharita, atmatanamatram vedam, tadavad vishvam vicharitam. So in this verse, The seeker is saying, I contemplated, reflected, and I saw the one reality pervading the entire world. One aspect. And then he says, with reference to that one reality, this universe does not exist. That is the key point. That is his amazing experience. He says, wow, this is what it is. One water. He's emphasizing one water, many waves appears. One clay, many part appears. One self, many body appears. Tantu matro bhavedev pato yadvad vicharita atman atmatan matram vedam tadvad vishvam vicharita. It is not. This is, you experience the choiceless awareness. There are flowery words that many modern teachers using. It comes out of this journey. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We will share our experiences. You have to return in a specific way so that you are able to maintain that level of your experience for an extended period. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. How are you, Vaibhav?
It was like that I am already separated from everything. Like I can see everything and then I am there.
Yes.
And then that was very peaceful.
Very peaceful. You see that? the more and more we live into that awareness. We are already there. We did nothing. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good. A very fast, quiet meditation. A little bit of fluttering in the heart. I felt coldness to where it got really cold at one point. I actually contemplated like getting a blanket and then realized I was in meditation. So that wasn't going to happen. And I did recognize, I saw white particles of light, not just white light, but particles of light. And that as soon as I actually identified them in my mind as particles of light, they went away.
They went away. That's a beautiful. That is another beautiful experience. So we have many variety of these color visions, and ultimately we find I'm settled in my real self. Beautiful. How are you, David and Jerry?
Very good. It was very, very peaceful, still. My limbs are asleep because I just didn't move at all. So it was very, it was a great little journey.
Yeah, we have to make our mind realize that meditative state is always there. I have to recognize. Clay is always there in a clay pot. That's another, good. How are you, Jerry?
I'm good, sir. It was quiet from the time I closed my eyes, just space. I mean, I've heard everything you said, but it was just super quiet.
Super quiet.
Peaceful.
Peaceful, yeah.
Nice space. Just a great space.
So the more and more we practice, Jerry, and for all, my master used to say, what is this space? When you see only the space all around, anywhere, everywhere, in everything, in every being, that space is nothing but awareness. That is another way. So he says, no, stick to it. Be there. Hold on to it. And you will see that, yes, it is there. It is there. So, how are you, Teddy? See, in spite of so many challenges, she persists, she continues. That is commitment to yourself, not to me. Remember. Yes, take your time to unmute it. In the meantime, Sunita, कैसी हो? अरे अनम्यूट करो पहले. और शोभा अलग से बात करेंगे एक बार अलग से.
जी सर.
How are you, Shobha? Yes, Terry, come on.
So I'm fine.
Fine, good.
So let her go. I am good. My experience was a little different this time.
Yeah.
My body is moving around, and I just...
You are not your body.
Well, it's moving around.
Yeah.
And I just let it, I just went, okay, if it's going to do that, I didn't get involved with that.
That is good.
It did what it wanted to do, and I didn't participate.
Yes.
I just stayed where I was.
Yes. Yes, you see that Yes, you see that I remember something. Your car is running at a very high speed and you just stop it. Give a brake. But the car continues to skid for some time. Then only it stops. So what is happening? That the body continues to wander and move because you have some conditions for some days, for some weeks, and ultimately the time comes that consciousness releases all the impurities of the mind and it will stop. I'm not talking of any medical condition, but the journey of Eastern wisdom is like this. So understand Tantu Matru. So from this week, just become aware. Become aware. Look with what? How do you look? You look with a sense of inquiry. Don't take anything for granted. Look to your honey with the same eye. What do you find? Then your mind will never say, I love you or you love me. You will find we both are essentially one, same. And that allows the love to manifest in your life naturally. That is the key. That is the key. But some people twist it. Don't twist. Follow the principles of the Eastern wisdom. As you follow the physics principle, learning physics, chemistry, learning chemistry, same way we have to learn it. We have to learn it. In the beginning, the master seeker is asking, dispassion. Oh, I am in the state of dispassion. But still tell me how the dispassion is attained. That is a precondition. And then he says, what exactly is the real self? So in the first chapter, we have already heard and understood what exactly is the nature of the real self. With that idea and understanding in that mind, now I see this world. I live in this world. I work in this world. I think in this world. It's all about total transformation in the life. That is all for today. If you have any question, you can ask me. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sunita Rukna. कैसी हो सुनीता?
ठीक हूँ सर।
अरे बहुत दिनों बाद तुम आई। ऑफिस जा रहे हो अभी?
कहाँ?
ऑफिस जा रहे हो अभी? ऑल इंडिया रेडियो?
हाँ जी सर, जा रही हूँ।
अच्छा जा रही हो।
अच्छा जा रही